Hey, this week on Let's Glitch, I'll show you how to beat dark stages even before you get the Master Sword, how to go anywhere you want in the Dark World as the bunny, how you can use your sword as the bunny or walk on water as the bunny, and how to go anywhere in the game that you want, including places that the developers didn't design for you. We're going to do it nothing more than a copy of Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past and an SNES. And before we get started, I should tell you there's 4 versions of Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. There's the original Japanese release, the fixed Japanese release, the version we got in North America, which was the fixed Japanese release, and the Game Boy Advance version. I'm doing the one that was released in North America. This means you may see other glitches that are much worse than the ones I'm going to show you. They're either from the Game Boy Advance version or the original Japanese release version. Anyways, let's get started. When you first turn to a bunny on Death Mountain, it's actually possible to descend Dark Mountain at this point. Follow what I did and get here. Once here, you want to use the mirror, and then as Link, move 1 pixel forward. As you can see here, I moved a bit too far. I'm being quite serious when I say 1 pixel. It's not that challenging to do, just because if you fail, you just end up exactly where you need to be. So you just keep retrying until you get it. Eventually you'll be teleported to the Dark World as the bunny, but you won't be immediately teleported back. So what you want to do is just use the mirror to teleport back, move forward as Link, wait till you stop flashing, then walk back into the portal. You'll show up in the Dark World again, but you'll notice you don't teleport back, but you're on the very edge of the side. This means you can jump off to the right. You then head south, sort of near that little lava patch, and jump down. And you'll be on the Dark World, but you haven't gotten the hook shot yet, which is required to get this far. If you head to the town and head down, you'll be able to jump off a ledge, which will take you to the area you normally need the hammer to get to. So essentially you're going to explore the entire area as the bunny. The only area you really can't get to is the area with the pyramid, but this can be accessed by beating the 3rd stage, but without getting the Moon Pearl. After descending from Death Mountain, it's actually possible to turn into Link afterwards. The way you do this is head to the Dark Forest. Once there, fall down a hole. After you fall down the hole, you'll be able to use your sword for a limited amount of time, but it's only till you get hit or till you leave the room, so it's not too useful. The real use here is to get grabbed by the hand, and you'll turn back into Link. Now once you leave the dungeon, you'll turn back into the bunny. So what you want to do is you want to die, and you want to click save and continue. And you'll start at the beginning of the dungeon as Link, and you'll be able to leave the dungeon as Link, allowing you to defeat the dungeon. Kudos to anybody that can beat this boss with a level 1 sword and limited hearts. I figured you can't abuse this too much. As soon as you leave Dark Forest, you'll kind of notice something odd. You'll notice you're in the Light World, but everything sort of looks like the Dark World. In other words, it's using the color palette and the buildings of the Dark World, but you're in the Light World. The enemies will be of the Light World, the townspeople will be there, everything will pretty much be the same, it's just everything's sort of messed up. Entering any place will end the glitch. Another glitch you can do in Dark Forest is set yourself up right here and use the mirror. You'll teleport to the Light World, and you'll be just on top of the mushroom. You'll pick it up, and this will glitch out the graphics. It doesn't do too much, and there's no advantage to it, but it's really entertaining to see. Kinda looks like it's been snowed on. Careful going back though, because if you leave the screen and come back, that mushroom will reappear, and if you try to enter the portal while the mushroom's there, you'll grab it, teleport, and you'll be stuck in the Dark World in that position. You'll find a bunch of other graphical glitches if you descend Death Mountain using the glitch I showed you. And if you do it with Link, you'll be able to explore better, and you'll find some really weird stuff. But anyways, back to the bunny. You can walk on water with the bunny in 2 ways. The first way is find a patch of water, and enter from the left or right by just tapping the button. Don't hold it down or else you'll just fall in the water, but if you just tap it, you'll just edge around on the water. The other way is beat the 3rd dungeon and get teleported to the Golden Pyramid. Just make sure you don't get the Moon Pearl, and that way you'll be the bunny. Head to the entrance of the first Dark Dungeon, but instead of heading up into it, head down. You'll find this ramp. This ramp is also in the Light World. So set up a portal right there. You want to make sure it's as far to the right and down as possible. Once it's there and you're back in the Light World, go up and to the right, and you have to dive right on the portal. And you'll be allowed to sort of move on the water. The water will sort of act like ice and it'll sort of slide around. But as soon as you get hit or walk on a solid surface, it'll end. So what we're going to do now is go up here and use the portal. This will take us to deep water in the Light World. So now we want to go back to the Dark World. We'll turn to a bunny. We'll be able to walk on the water. We'll also be allowed to use our sword, so we can kill enemies as the bunny. Going back on solid land will end the glitch. For this next glitch, you want to find one of the old school like-likes that steals your items. Let it steal your shield, and as it does, use the lightning medallion to kill it. Once it's frozen, use your sword on it, get your shield back, and you'll notice it's discolored. It turns blue and white instead of the red and yellow. Using the mirror or something of the like will end the glitch, but you can still move around on the overworld with it. Now for the biggest glitch in the game, find a ledge, jump off it, hit select, and hit save and quit. After you do this, you go through the title screen and reload your game. Wherever you appear, just set yourself up so you get hit, and you'll appear under the ground. You're actually on a lower level. Some levels don't actually have this, so you actually appear under the ground. This is because we jumped from the ledge to a lower section, we saved, we quit, and now the game thinks we're actually still there. This will actually allow us to move, not as the developers intended, allowing us to reach rooms we weren't intended to get to. You can also get the dungeons this way, meaning we can get the items before we're supposed to, or actually beat the dungeons completely out of order. This also allows you to beat the game in under 5 minutes. But you would have to know the pathway to go. This also leads to a bunch of other graphical glitches, and it allows you to explore areas before you're supposed to explore them. Such as here, I got back to the town, and it's still raining like in the beginning of the game. Word of warning, it is possible to get stuck in this area, and possible to fall in a pit and die. Just because there's areas where at the edge of the map there actually is a pit. But these areas are rare and they're usually easy to see. You'll also notice a bunch of other graphical glitches, such as none of the enemies appear to be in the rooms of some dungeons. You'll find duplicates of some dungeons, rooms you weren't intended to ever get to, and you'll be able to walk around in pit areas. Also, if you enter a location of a triggered event, such as the Sanctuary, the event will trigger, but if you're at a place, the event will be out of place. Quite honestly, it's one of the best glitches out there, just because of the fact you can explore so much of the game, and find a lot of hidden stuff. Now, as always, there's a bunch of other minor glitches, but they don't have any benefit and they're not that exciting to see.